Beth Lowery, Vice President, Environment, Energy, and Safety Policy for General Motors.
You showed the Chevy Bolt today, and it's a wonderful piece of work, and it will come out in the next couple of years. But I am sure that General Motors is already looking at the next gen Chevy Bolt. So what's happening now? What do you see for the future?
You're absolutely right. Today was very exciting, talking about the Chevy Bolt and making sure everybody knows how committed we are to reducing dependence on petroleum and really doing our part to be part of the solution. And that requires lots of Chevy Bolts, right? It requires advanced technology and volume, but it also requires us to keep moving. So all the various pieces, whether it's working on biofuels and next generation biofuels, making sure we're really continue to work on fuel cells and the hydrogen infrastructure, that we're working on the next generation Chevy Bolt, what we can do to constantly look on a global basis, what are the energy resources for transportation, and how can we get more diversity there, and how can we get the great engineers and technical folks at GM to always be looking even beyond the Chevy Bolt.
Well, let's start with a couple then. I just heard that there's a possibility that Congress or DOE may say that all cars as of 2020 have to be E85 compliant. Would you be able to do that with your vehicles?
Well, I think what's important is we have a commitment to have 50% of our vehicles flex fuel capable by 2012. And what we want to make sure of is that the infrastructure is there to support that. So we have all kinds of proposals that come out of Congress or at the state level. And what we need to do is make sure we look at this as a system. So certainly we have a role to play in bringing out flex fuel vehicles, but we also have a role to play to make sure there's sustainable ethanol out there and that there's an infrastructure to support it. So it's important that we have it as a system, not just one piece of it.
So the next diverse power energy that is here is electricity. Are you working at all with any electric companies to try and regulate electricity, not just take more energy off of the grid, but actually maybe have a voltage regulator as a car?
We actually are working with the Electric Power Research Institute on a number of things associated with the Chevy Bolt and electrification of the vehicle. And so what we're looking at is how can we get our customers to efficiently use electricity for transportation. So we certainly want to make sure that we're taking advantage of that, such as charging off-peak and making sure we work with people that are interested in smart grids and doing a whole education effort. And also there is the potential, as you mentioned, for back and forth between the grid and transportation. So we're certainly talking to lots of experts in that field, and I think there will be some great progress in how electrification for transportation can also be beneficial for the whole grid as well.
I see you doing gasoline vehicles, diesel vehicles, two-mode hybrid, ethanol vehicles, electric vehicles. What it says to me is that you don't think there's one vehicle that's going to rule the world for a while.
I think that's very true. There's no single solution. Certainly I get asked that question all the time, and if we knew the answer, we'd be working just on that. But there are many, many options that are available, and our goal is to reduce the dependence on petroleum. So we're 96% dependent on petroleum. It's not that good for the environment, not good for energy, not necessarily good for our business strategy to be so dependent on one source. So we want to look at various options in order to reduce that dependence. It also depends on where you are in the world. There are different resources depending on where you are, and so we want to be able to have vehicle choices that can take care of that energy diversity.
Beth Lowery, thank you very much.
Thank you.